Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today we are looking at the USS Flagg, GIJoe's iconic aircraft carrier. Okay, so the USS Flagg came in the United States in 1985. It was included with Admiral Keel Hall. The Flagg aircraft carrier was also sold in 86 and discontinued in 87. Also had a towing vehicle, a fuel trailer, Admiral's launch, and electric sound system. This really was not as much of a vehicle as it was just a giant playset, being about 7 feet long, if I remember correctly. Um, and we have some wonderful views here on GIJoe. Um, I don't. Well, okay. I will say this. My best friend had this at one point or whatever, and I can't say I've ever seen it. Um, I've never. I don't know anyone that's ever had this. So this is a huge thing for any of us way back when we were kids. Um, but yeah, it's just an amazing thing that they actually had kind of come up with this for a playset. So um, wonderful front view, the old iconic 99 here. Um, and the fact that it actually does have the kind of kind of offset landing strip here for recovering aircraft is kind of nice. Okay, another wonderful view. We have 65 different pictures that are up here, and I guess it makes a lot of sense. I mean, this is a huge thing for all of us. It looks like there's an elevator here, although I don't know what you're going to actually get on that elevator. Um, Actually, no, I'm wrong because I'm looking at it. I'm thinking elevator. That's the backwash kind of ramp, so that way it helps the aircraft try and take off a little easier. So looking at this, because like I said, I've never had this. You don't have all that much underneath here. So for anyone I would I would love to see somebody try to recreate this for the classified series. I'm thinking you grab a couple uh, sheets of plywood and you go to town. I don't know how else you would do it. I guess in today's day and age, instead of doing the Flagg, I think I would do some sort of other transport. I think, um, not wanting to take anything away from the Flagg because the Flagg is so iconic, but maybe an assault carrier, much like what the Marine Corps have. So you have the what they call it, the well deck, and as well as a flight deck on top, and then it's just a nice straight stretch there. Um, and there again, if you've been watching a lot of the things that I've been doing here, seeing that if I was going to bring the Sky Strikers in to the Star Wars universe, we would give it the anti grav drive or whatever, so that way, instead of having to physically take off from a runway, it could actually lift off very much like an X Wing, a Y Wing, or something else. Um, and that would make trying to use them on an aircraft carrier a lot easier. You wouldn't need the runway. Um, that's just my take on it. We have all the nice missiles and everything else. Actually, looking at this, I think I only see just the one missile system and one cannon. Oh my god, that is just beautiful looking inside there. It's just one of those, like I said, something I've never had. As kids, you could only dream about, and being able to look at this is just an amazement. All right, so here is our uh, elevator, and of course, trying to have the superstructure underneath. It's not like it really went anywhere, but that didn't stop anyone's imagination, I'm sure. Danger stand clear. That is nice to see. And of course, here we have another crane. So this would be wonderful to have docked up to like that battle platform or something. Um, fuel trailer, and then this is our tow vehicle, and then we have a Admiral's Launch lifeboat. Oh, all right, and then we have like a little microphone or megaphone sound system. All right, you know, I don't remember how much this thing had gone for. I want to say way back in the day, this was like $100 or something like that, which was just really expensive for anybody. Um, Still very beautiful to see. It really is. Uh, okay, so let me go back here a little bit. So, okay, this must be that's part of the bridge or off this. Yeah, this is part of the bridge, and then we start getting the hull. So you did have room down here. I don't know what you would actually. I don't know. Looking at the pictures here, I don't know how deep this went. If you actually had enough room underneath to put stuff or not. Um, it's interesting. It really is. There's the very front. So this is nice and modular. So that way, yeah, you could kind of box it up, or you could place it out and bring it back up. I don't know what the deck itself is made out of. Okay, so we do have three cannons here. So I'm wrong with the weapon systems, but only the one missile launcher. So yeah, you just kind of it's wonderful to see this because it's I went through the yeah, like the schematics and all that stuff, but I didn't actively go through all the pictures. Um, oops, let's see. So it shows like two sky strikers, uh, a dragonfly up there. Yeah, it is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Um, I don't know. It's a big box. It really is. Okay. See, and this is where I would just grab my information from it and kind of go from there. Um, I'll look at the instructions for trying to put this all together. It is just a beautiful, beautiful ship. All right. Um, and one more picture after this. Okay. That's her in her glory as a blueprint. All right, so as we have all of that, easily broken and lost pieces, seeing that this thing is so modular, I'm going to guess that so many things could easily be broken or whatever as you set it up and take it down and set it up again. But it's, they state that the aircraft carrier USS Flagg included a vast number of small pieces which were very easily lost or broken. They included 16 deck clips, arrestor cable, Admiral's launch, the radar antennas, a flag, 6 missiles, a hook, 3 deck ladders, engine access covers, chairs, the fuel ladder or fuel trailer, the tow vehicle, the radio man's computer, combat computer, um, the armory, a microphone sound system, the Admiral's console, um, a stanchion, a purge valve, the helm, the main console, and a computer. So, so much of the stuff, like I was saying, is all modular, trying to get it so that way a kid could set it up and then take it down. Um, I'm sure so many things were kind of easily lost. So here we have the flag, and iconically, there's the battle platform. Um, you know, why not have the two of them close together? I mean, in so many ways, it just kind of makes sense. Okay, so looking at our field card here, a carrier with launching and landing capabilities, electronic sound system, ship commander, Admiral Keelhaul. All right, we have aft missile control radar, hook up 70-ton hydraulic crane, um, phased array targeting radome, fire control combat center, titanium frame blast deflector, forward missile control radar, and 76 millimeter rapid fire blaster anti ship gun. So, uh, it's wonderful to see this stuff. It really is. Um, Stuff we don't even get anymore today. I don't think kids knew what half this stuff would be. Um, it's just an amazement. All right, 30-year review. 1985 USS Flagg. The Flagg was or is the largest GI Joe toy ever made. It's over 7 feet long. Its design allows it to easily fit under a child's bed. When the conning tower is removed, it was originally thought of as a joke by Hasbro management. They referred to it as the coffee table until Chairman Stephen Hassenfield saw that it could become a focal point of not just the 1985 line, but the entire GI Joe concept, which I think it's very rightly so. Even today, I think if you were to take and make your own quote flag or something more like an assault carrier, um, and even if you, I maybe even if you did do it as more of a coffee table, you know, say it's that way you have extra storage underneath. You could put figures or whatever else underneath there. That would be wonderful, and it becomes a conversation piece. I think that would be just extremely awesome. Okay, so we have this as a paint by numbers, and then a Monopoly piece. That's very fitting. Very, very fitting. All right. And last but not least, we have the toy commercial itself, which I don't think it really plays on GIJoe.com. Um, I'm sure you can find it on YouTube somewhere. But yeah, it's just so iconic. Okay. What else do we have here? So it looks like Canada had three different types of box art, or maybe it's the same one here. I think it's the same one. It's just, we're going to look at these. Why not? Okay, so we have the flag, and of course it's in French. So it's English and then French underneath. And then this is opening it up. So for all of us that never got to see it in the box, this is it in the box. This is a wonderful thing to see. It's just a wow. And then there's the, okay, well, this makes sense. All right, so all the plates are kind of modular. That works out really well. Okay. Now, like I was saying before, this is being listed as roughly $90 US when it came out, which, I think I've spent more than that on a Lego set, but, way back then, $100 went a lot farther than it does today. So it's just really amazing to be able to bring this to you. And then we'll see what. Okay, so um, here we are bringing it into our Star Wars universe, and it is at capital scale. I figured it was fitting to bring the flag, the biggest ship that we have out of the GI Joe line, as capital scale. It's 1,092 feet, or 332.8 meters long. Um, it has a crew of 50. Now, I don't know exactly how I got the crew of 50. I don't know if it was something that was listed, but I have a crew of 50, passengers of 5,850. So, honestly, I don't know where I was getting those numbers from, but that's the numbers I have. Probably because the just physically run the ship just bare bones, you probably only need 50 people. Now the problem is because this is a floating city, in order to support all those 50 people to actively just get things just bare bones done, you really need that entire town. And an aircraft carrier really is a town of its own. And my father was on an aircraft carrier, and everything you need in a city is there on an aircraft carrier. All right, so the cargo capacity is 11,700 tons. That includes all the cargo capacity needed for hauling whatever aircraft and support craft that you're going to need. We do have this as being full coverage. It is surface level. Maneuverability is going to be 2D. I don't know, maybe that's given it a little too much because, an aircraft carrier is probably a little on the large side. I don't think it's going to be moving around. I think maybe we should take it to a 1D. Um, just being honest, it's not like the Amore or even a killer whale or anything else. I think it's probably going to be a little harder to steer it back and forth. Okay, so it's going to go about 32 knots, which comes out to being about 37 miles per hour or 60 kilometers per hour. Body strength is 5D at capital scale. Keep that in mind. Okay, so we have 4 missile launcher batteries. These are at starfighter scale and 7D per missile. Has a fire control of 2D plus 2. I figured, probably off on the corners here, we're going to have missile batteries as well as having 3 twin blaster cannon batteries, which we do see listed. So, again, these are going to be turreted, starfighter scale, and then it's going to be 5D. Now, I'm just going to throw this out here as we're looking at the backside, the stern of the ship going towards the bow. In today's modern aircraft carriers, yeah, they have weapon systems on there, but they don't really have a big need for weapons as much as they maybe once did. Typically, in today's world, I'll say it, we have enough support ships around the aircraft carrier as well as all the aircraft to try and keep the aircraft carrier safe. So, just looking at it in that regard. But being honest, it doesn't mean that it doesn't have any need for weapons whatsoever. So, it's always good to have weapons on there. Just trying to make sure that if for nothing else, it can help protect itself. Um, just looking at this thing, it is just an amazement, and like I said, it's a child's dream at back in 1985. So wonderful to see. It's just a beautiful vessel. Um, but honestly, I mean, bringing it into Star Wars, this is really about all we have. I mean, it's a big transport ship. They're big, beautiful cities. Um, Wonderful playset for anyone that had one. And you know, to have this in our GIJoe role playing game or whatever, it at least gets us a starting boundary. Now, maybe we throw in a couple assault ships or something as well, and just kind of go from there. I really see a GI Joe force having access to a couple different ships along the way. Um, yeah, I think it's important for them to have their own aircraft carrier or an assault ship or however you want to term this. Um, but they're going to be, you're going to have groups stationed all over. I've really been centering a little bit more on trying to get Joe's for like the Tiger Force. And I'll just use this as an example here. So you may have Tiger Force, and that's going to be operating in whatever theater you're going to have it, whether it's maybe the Pacific Theater or something. You have your main G.I. Joe force, which are going to be stationed in the United States. Maybe they're going to be able to fly over to the USS Flagg, refuel, meet up with a different group, and then go out and attack Cobra or what have you. And then, of course, I think we have like Night Force, there's Sky Force, and all that. And then they may be in different areas. So that way, when you need a rapid response, you already have a group in an area that can maybe start tackling the situation, and the main force can then try and get over there on a moment's notice. Um, I will say it in this regard. The GI Joe is very much like the Green Berets, Rangers, Navy SEALs, all of that, but it's just as a combined rapid force, bigger than what they are. They're small unit action teams, which I think is where GI Joe started from, but um, they're meant to go here, there, and everywhere instantly. So having a small group in a little area, and then they could have maybe a couple extra vehicles or support items or whatever to be able to facilitate that. Granted, yes, we can do that because we have regular military bases, but in the world of GI Joe, essentially you have your regular branch. Yes, I think the regular military is a lot smaller than what we think of it as today or whatever. Um, it is an offshoot of what our timeline is, and we got to look at it in those very same regards. So, all right, it's hard to say goodbye to this wonderful looking ship, but that's really all I have for you today. I'm happy to bring this forward to you, so that way we can kind of bring this into our Star Wars universe, and we can go from there and just have wonderful talking points. With that, I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you in the next video.